I've been playing catch up all over the place. I've been working hard. I've been trying to take care of this. I've been trying to take care of that. I've been looking into the future. I've been thinking about the past. I've been going all different directions, working hard. I don't know if it's because I have so much to do before the new year or before this year ends, or if it's because I'm bored and I've just convinced myself that I have a lot of work to do. But one thing's for certain, I have been listening to a lot of music and I am ready to tell you about it. Go ahead and roll the intro. Um, yeah, there's been a lot of good stuff coming out lately. I was really pleased, and I was listening to some older stuff as well. But between Hailing Your Heavens and Holy Hermit Humming, there have been some, not Holy Hermit Humming, but His Haunting Humming. Um, Righteous Anger came out, which was really solid. Gnashing of Teeth came out, which was really solid. I don't know, he might be like moving things along because there's a compilation coming out soon. I just did my track for it. I'm not gonna say no to Shremo, but yeah, he has been doing some really great music. He had a, which I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but he had a split come out under State of Rituals, and he had been so sick previously. He was like just not willing. He was not able to work. He was just like literally doing what he needed to do for the label, and then that was it. And he was just out. Um, so he's been struggling. So make sure you support him in any way you can. Um, he's my favorite, my best bud. I was also really pleased. I've been really pleased with the community. I've been really grateful to you guys watching these Noise with Ivans, to everybody listening to the music. I've been very, very blessed with support recently. I was also going to say, though, that Ritual Romano, I think, is a brand new act. The a Spanish. Well, there was that was released by Collaborator. Yeah, and I think it's a brand new act. And that was a release on Militant Liturgy. It leaned more toward the ambient side of what Militant Liturgy does, which is really really good. I think we can make enough harsh noise walls, as we can make as many harsh noise walls as we need, but the ambient side of things is not always there. He was, I believe, what from what I heard. Okay, I think I have it written down here. He's from a post-punk group that I wasn't familiar with it, but it had like a nihilist leaning, and he became Christian, so he started doing a project much like the Ambient Hermit, or myself, and so yeah, that's been one of the more notable recent releases from Militant Liturgy as well. But yeah, right, yeah, Righteous Anger and Gnashing of Teeth. But I had thought that there was something else by him. He did The Sorcerer as well recently. I forgot about that. Right as a no, because that was Halloween. I got into Silver Dove, who's in kind of in that not Gates of Hypnos, but like the Polish noise wall scene, and he's um nailing. It's another one of those artists. I keep coming across new A&W artists that I wish had kind of been on the ambient noise wall video, but any definitive episodes about anything are yet to come, you know? It's not, none of these micro genres are something that I know everything about yet. I'm just kind of discovering those micro genres now. Ambient noise wall is still a new thing to me. Even though I listen to a lot of it, it's still a new thing to me. It's kind of one of those things I'll probably master or understand quite a bit of with time. But oh, the new Seder Rituals with Marax, Dirge of the Condemned was also amazing. And I Am Nothing is from Richmond, as I understand it. I also did a Source release called Man Trap. And I haven't listened to the Lord Kula, Slogurn, or the new, oh, there's a new Mass Graven Image. I did a video earlier today, I put it out. But with me with the scarf and hat on. I don't know why it's so warm now. but it's just raining and it's kind of warm. Maybe it's like 60 degrees or something. And I mean, I had the heater on earlier, but it obviously was not necessary. I believe this was a mass graven image lens of purification too. And then Disfigured Robot Child did two new releases on Gates of Hypnos. So what in the world? There's so much for me to listen to. I thought I listened to a ton of stuff. Back to Silver Dove. End Up Dead is the one that I listened to all the way through. He has some really short, like he's six with the ambient noise wall structure. So you're definitely listening to an ambient noise wall artist if that's what you like. If you like harsh noise walls and ambient noise walls, and you like the two track 10 plus minutes, but that's about what it is. It's about 10 minutes per track, 10 to 15 for him sometimes. Not that, but I shouldn't really establish what Silver Dove's structure is. I've only listened to a few things. He definitely is appealing in that he uses field recordings on top of an ambient noise wall, so that it's the field recordings kind of work as micro variations. You just hear things in the background every once in a while. Sirens, I think for End Up Dead, are particularly notable. So yeah, just those background noises along with your ambient noise wall that have a rippling effect, not in the music but in your brain, um, are pretty cool with him. So that's an artist that I definitely recommend if you like ambient noise wall. Again, I can't really say that I just had I just learned about ambient noise walls video, not a thing like that. But so yeah, I'm learning all the time about new stuff. Oh yeah, A Mouthful of Teeth at the Center of the Sky by Burnt Feathers. Um, LSD Induced Nightmare Records. I heard that it was. I don't remember how I came across this label, but I did come across LSD Induced Nightmares on Rate Your Music because I was just sort of sifting around on there when I had some free time, and I thought that it was something. It sounded familiar, but I thought it was something I ought to know about. So I wasn't familiar with that. Well, anyway, I listened to the two Shishinote releases, so I figured that was I figured that that's how I came across that. Otherwise, it was just two things I came across in the same at the same time. Possibly though. Oh, the one I think I liked even better than End Up Dead was by Silver Dove was Let's Be Together Till We Die. I'm sorry, I'm off. But I listened to the two Shishinote releases, and I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but and then I got to LSC Induced Nightmares, and then I got to Burnt Feathers. And Burnt Feathers was heartbreaking. A weird Castlevania kind of looking cover. I've been playing through Symphony of the Night, so maybe that's why it appealed to me. Um, but the the track titles, again, it kind of has this appeal. It looks like it's about 19 minutes. So that's an A-B side. It's 19 minutes, just two noise walls. Easy if you're a fan, you're into it. You're just listening to two noise walls. Not a big deal. You just listen to them. It's cool. He's saying it's 20 minutes. It's not quite 20 minutes. All right. It's like 19 minutes, if that. Burnt Feathers is Claire C, and the artwork is by No 123 Noise. So that's pretty interesting from, yeah, again, from 2019. And LSD Induced Nightmares says, This label is dead. Do not message asking for me to release your work. Yeah, I feel you, bud. Unflinching and Unfeeling is the first track, and Defile/Deflower is the second track. That has a lot of emotional depth to it, but it also has an artistic value because it both of those words work in the same way, but add depth to one another, add meaning to one another, saying that they mean the same thing, but they're creating a broader definition of what's being said because you're saying unflinching and unfeeling, and you're saying defile and deflower. So track one and track two give context to one another, but also the two words with the slash in the middle give context to one another. And when I read it for the first time, this wasn't on Rate Your Music, so I was uploading it to Rate Your Music. And when I went to type in the names, I just cried and broke down. I don't know. I've had that recently where I'm starting to be more emotional, to cry a lot easier. I used to hate whenever I would cry. But I would rather not be um a brick wall. I would rather not have a heart of stone as opposed to a heart of flesh. I would rather feel and care and love and hate sin, as opposed to just feeling nothing and not caring um, when I hear about things like that or think about things like that. And I don't want to be, I know I want to care and be happy when I'm with the people I love. So it's to me that's an appeal and growth. But again, I've said that many times on Noise with Ivan. I want to feel something when we're talking about negative, horrible topics that you might see in this kind of music. I don't want to encourage anything negative. I don't really even like being involved in a scene that's negative. I don't want to wear t-shirts that are negative. Um, or offensive. I don't want to be offensive. Offensive is not the goal. Me being offended is the goal. I want to be offended when I see it. The point is to be offended yourself, not to offend other people. To be upset, to to be drugged down. So this worked very well for me. This release in that way. But yeah, let's be together by Silver Dove till we die by Silver Dove was wonderful. No one had bought that, and I bought that on Bandcamp. I think it's probably on Rate Your Music. I was really happy with Silver Dove and Shishinote. And I don't know how to, the guy that's behind Shishinote put a subtitle up here. He has a lot of other projects. And again, I think that's how I came across LSD-Induced Nightmares. I know that both of those artists are, I don't know about famous, but more mainstream than the people that are in my camp, right? There are people that I've worked with. There are people that I work for, like Shremo, and people that we're friends with, maybe a little bit more closely knit with, that are not as famous or mainstream. I want to get into the more mainstream harsh noise wall, ambient noise wall artists because it's a particular genre. I feel like I should know. It's a very small genre. I feel like I should know everything, not just the people that are in my camp. I want to know everything about the genre. But I started off in and on Gates of Hypnos. I got involved in Gates of Hypnos because I was looking for somebody to do this horse bath thing with, and it was Angel the Enemy. And he wanted to put it on Gates of Hypnos, and I was like, okay, we put it on Gates of Hypnos. I asked Shremo about Christian ambient and noise artists, and that's kind of how I got tied up in all of this. So I was making CDs. So, um, you know, that's kind of the thing that I'm looking for is mainstream harsh noise walls. I don't know what those are, but my experiences with the Rita and Vomir have obviously come about, but what's in between that? You know what I mean? Like there are obviously people in my camp and people that kind of release Wallmaster. I don't know. I've gotten about it. I want to know the people that all the noise guys know, you know? So comment below who your top 3 to 10 wallers are, who the wallers that you feel are everybody knows them. You could say 3 top wallers that you and all your friends like, and 3 top wallers that just you like, right? What's particular, what's not as particular. But yeah, I have the opposite approach. I don't want to find out about stuff that's not. I don't want to find out about more stuff that nobody knows about. I want to know about the mainstream stuff, the general stuff. I don't feel like I put enough attention on just whatever is common. Doris Lethalis, or Dolus Lethalis. Here's another problem. There's not a whole lot of people like me talking about noise walls on a weekly basis on YouTube. So you don't, I mean, I do a lot of texting, a lot of emails, a lot of Instagram DMs, a lot of reading on these websites. I don't hear people say it. We don't actually have those conversations out loud about our favorite noise walls. So it's kind of sad. Help us get there in the community. Um, but hey, I'm just having fun here, folks. Um, yeah, there's plenty of stuff out, I'm sure. There's maybe there's still around. Grab them up quick because there was only two Mass Graven Image cassette tapes. There was three Life is Suffering cassette tapes and three HRND cassette tapes. Same thing for CDs. Two Mass Graven Image, three Life is Suffering, and three HRND. Like I said, no one pre-ordered. I said it every Noise with Ivan for so many videos. No one pre-ordered except friends and the artists themselves. So I mean that's cool. We just weren't able to make any more, you know. I'm not a huge fan of using Kunaki as opposed to just making legit DIY stuff. I did a whole video on those CD releases. I didn't mean for it to be a full video, the last Noise with Ivan episode 30. That's why it came out in the middle of the, or that's why it came out on Friday instead of like a regular Noise with Ivan scheduled one. That's why I'm making two this week. It wasn't really a good idea, but I wanted to go over the 3-inch CDRs, let you know most of the physical stuff that I talk about is going to be on the, or most of the collections and stuff like that, going to be on the other page. This is mostly for review and just talking for for 15 minutes or 15 to 30 minutes a week. Um, so yeah, yeah, check out the Not of the Flesh label Instagram page, but um, I don't know why it's easier for me not to. It's easier to take videos like that of your like point it at the thing than it is to for me to show it like that. You can't see it. This is a shed. It's not a studio. I can't show you the stuff like that. And I don't have multiple camera angles. It's just me talking. All right. So yeah, this is for talking. Instagram is for showing you stuff. Um, and that's what that video was basically doing, but all I did on that video was show stuff. I love you all. I thank you so much for your support. It means a lot in everything, you know, that's just sort of this is holding everything up. What you guys are doing is benefiting me greatly and and allowing me to keep uh my life together. I don't get too personal here, but not in that way. But it's really really beneficial when you guys come, you watch, you listen to my music. That's helpful. So I don't want to just sit here and advertise all the time, but if you can, um, if you can, or if you are someone who does that, uh, you're already someone who does that at the end of this video watching it. So thank you, you know, and yeah, Godspeed.